Right now at 5, protests continue after a fatal ICE shooting, a major turn in the investigation.
And Adam Fravel's team argues for his appeal on the murder conviction. The latest from the Minnesota Supreme Court.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
Tensions remain high in Minneapolis after a woman was killed by an ICE officer Wednesday.
News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hine joins us from the newsroom with more. Brooklyn.
Federal and local officials are at odds over the circumstances surrounding Wednesday's fatal shooting.
These individuals had followed our officers all day, had harassed them, had blocked them in. They were impeding our law enforcement operations, which is against the law. And when they demanded and commanded her to get out of her vehicle several times, she did not.
Today, Minnesota state investigators were notified by the FBI that they will no longer have access to case materials, scene evidence, or investigative interviews in the federal probe. The FBI will now lead the investigation solely without involvement from the state of Minnesota.
It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment, from the president to the vice president, to Kristi Noem, have stood and told you things that are verifiably false.
Without state law enforcement involvement in the investigation, state prosecutors cannot file charges. Now, anti-ICE protesters continue to gather throughout Minneapolis today and across the country. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has authorized the state's National Guard to help support local law enforcement in Minneapolis. Live in the newsroom, Brooklyn Hine, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Congressman Derek Van Orden says his Eau Claire office was targeted after the shooting. In a social post, he said a car was vandalized and a person was pounding on the office doors trying to get inside. We requested the police report from Eau Claire PD to verify the claim. Police have denied the request because it's an active investigation.
And stay with News 8 Now on air and online for continuing coverage of the deadly ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis.
The man convicted of murdering Madeline Kingsbury is appealing to the Minnesota Supreme Court. Adam Fravel's lawyer is asking for a new trial. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has the details from Minneapolis.
It's now up to the Minnesota Supreme Court judges to decide what happens next. They'll do that by taking the information from Fravel's 2-week trial and today's arguments into consideration. Adam Fravel's attorney appealing his case before the Minnesota Supreme Court Thursday.
We are asking this court to grant Mr. Fravel a new trial. We are asking this court to vacate the top 3 counts.
In December 2024, Fravel was convicted on 2 counts of both first and second-degree murder for killing Madeline Kingsbury. Scanlon claims that the state failed to prove first-degree murder and second-degree with intent, arguing that the asphyxiation related to Kingsbury's death was consensual, making it an accident.
There was abuse in this relationship, but there was no sexual abuse.
But judges question that theory.
What can you point to that's in the record to support your theory?
I'm saying it's an inference. It's a reasonable inference to draw from the use of a towel as opposed to the use of a hand.
Scanlon also argued that the court made a mistake allowing expert testimony about sexual abuse and claiming jurors were instructed to find Fravel guilty. The prosecution's response that the trial was fair and the evidence for Fravel's conviction was overwhelming.
There is no basis in defendant's arguments in the case in law, in logic, and in fact. And we ask this court to affirm the convictions.
Fravel is currently serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. That could change if the court grants him a new trial, but Kingsbury's family says they don't see that happening.
I did not harm Madeline. Yeah. It's the only thing he said on the record. So how much veracity can you put into this theory he's got now? Absolutely zero.
The judges have 90 days to issue a decision now that oral arguments are complete. Reporting in St. Paul, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
A La Crosse man is in custody after an accidental shooting. Anthony Stagman allegedly fell asleep with a firearm in his hand when it discharged and hit his girlfriend. The victim sustained non-life-threatening injuries and drove herself to Amplify Health by Gunderson. On the way there, Stagman allegedly jumped out of the vehicle. Fearing Stagman would show up, hospital staff temporarily locked down the facility. He's held on a $7,500 cash bond. The owner of Nutbush City Limits in Onalaska is accused of hiding a camera in a woman's bedroom. Fargo Hillman allegedly installed it secretly in a 22-year-old's closet. Police say it was hidden with a towel with tape covering the recording light. In court, Hillman entered not guilty pleas. He's out on a $500 signature bond.
La Crosse's Common Council is voting on a few proposals tonight. The first is a downtown construction project impacting 3rd and 4th Streets. Right now there's two options from DOT. One is to widen the sidewalks by narrowing parking, and the second is to add protected bike lanes. The second topic will be community fridges. They could be placed on private property to help those in need.
The council will also vote on discontinuing prayer before meetings.
News 8 Now's Jadius McGee is live with more tonight. Jadius.
Yeah, this item is getting a lot of attention at tonight's City Hall meeting. Now, this issue dates back to more than a decade. In 2009, the council chose to keep invocations after concerns were raised from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Now, the new resolution will remove invocation procedures altogether. A protest in favor of keeping the prayers is planned outside City Hall ahead of the meeting. Now, that meeting is set to take place at 6 p.m. and we will be following along closely. Reporting in La Crosse, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
Although it was a dry most of the day for all areas, it's a wet evening as moderate to even heavy rain begins to push into the area right now. You can see outside La Crosse has gotten rainfall. Eau Claire still dry quite yet, but it's getting very close. Winona also is wet too. Into the 30s, but even further south you go, it's actually in the 40s. You see 41, Basketball 42, up at Prairie du Chien too, and quite a bit of rainfall too. It stretches across that area. You're seeing actually some yellow starting to pop up as the low begins to push further to the north. Overall, if you look at 6-hour rain amounts, this is just 6 hour, already over a half inch at Prairie du Chien, half-inch at Boswell, just an indication of how much moisture is going to be coming up with it. But for right now, north of the area, you see overall not too bad conditions going up to Eau Claire, Menominee, Ladysmith, fairly quiet right now. A much different story. You see a lot of wet conditions all the way down to Prairie du Chien, La Crosse, Sparta, all wet conditions. It is going to be all rain, and so we'll kind of monitor this out further into the broadcast. We do have a change over to snow. There is a possibility for some snow, and then we even have a little bit more snow for the weekend too, and we'll break all that down a bit later.
All right, thank you, Greg.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services will not recommend changes to children's vaccine schedules, going against the Trump administration's move to cut recommended shots from 17 to 11.
We update recommendations when new high-quality evidence shows that a change would improve safety or effectiveness. We've not seen any new evidence that would justify changing longstanding recommendations that have successfully protected children in the United States for decades.
The CDC's new guidelines say vaccines for hepatitis A, meningitis, and the flu should only be given to high-risk children. A warning for GLP-1 users. A new study in the BMJ says users regain the weight 4 times faster than people on traditional weight loss programs. Also, the weight returned to pre-treatment levels.
Many people who take these medications view it as a silver bullet and are not making those other changes. It should be seen as a way to jumpstart your weight loss while you're still making those other behavioral changes.
The study found people regained about 1 pound per month on average after discontinuing the drugs.
A push is on to bring driverless cars to Wisconsin. A few Republican lawmakers are floating a new bill. It would create a safety board to oversee autonomous vehicles. Under the bill, anyone seeking to operate a driverless car would have to obtain a permit from that board. Still to come tonight, the Senate restricting further action in Venezuela. We've got reaction from Capitol Hill.
Plus, tax return season is near. This year's changes to keep in mind.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now this morning, our new bike lanes coming to La Crosse. Hear how Common Council votes tonight. Plus, the hottest AI items on the way to store shelves, and artists tracking some icy conditions.
It's never too late to shop Christmas at Home Seasonal Concepts. Now enjoy 70% off the best selection of remaining trees, wreaths, garland, and all your holiday decor needs. For a limited time, shop holiday at Home Seasonal Concepts inside all home furniture showrooms.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
For a floor refresh at Homeworld Rugs. Take an extra 10% off area rug sale prices on the Midwest's largest selection of contemporary, traditional, urban, casual styles, and more. Find the perfect piece for your space. 10% off area rugs, now at Homeworld Rugs.
President Trump's order to raid Venezuela and capture Nicolas Maduro has some in Congress questioning how far the president can go without congressional approval.
Erica Brown has the latest details from Capitol Hill.
Cheers rang out in Venezuela's National Assembly after the U.S. Senate advanced a measure that would block President Trump from taking further military action in Venezuela.
The yeas are 52, the nays are 47.
5 Republicans joined Democrats in support of the bill. They're backed by 69% of Americans surveyed in a new CBS News poll who say the president should need congressional approval if he takes further military action in Venezuela.
To me, this is all about going forward. If the president should determine, you know what, I need to put troops on the ground in Venezuela, I think that would require Congress.
President Trump slammed the bill and said the Republicans who voted for it should, quote, never be elected to office again. Republican support of the legislation is a rare rebuke of the president's foreign policy, and he's promised to veto the bill if it makes it to his desk. The Trump administration's escalating push to control Greenland has also sparked some GOP pushback. Denmark's U.S. ambassador and a top official representing Greenland met with senators Thursday.
There's no willingness on their part to negotiate for the purchase or the change in title to their land.
But the Trump administration says Greenland is vital to U.S. national security.
What we're asking our European friends to do is to take the security of that landmass more seriously, because if they're not, the United States is going to have to do something about it. What that is, I'll leave that to the president.
The White House says President Trump prefers diplomatic efforts to acquire Greenland, but has not ruled out the use of military force. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
New action tied to President Trump's White House ballroom. The details of it were finally shared with the National Capital Planning Commission. Trump says the cost to build it is around $400 million. Private donors are expected to pay for it. The ballroom is expected to hold 600 guests, have bulletproof glass, and a drone-free roof. The IRS will start accepting tax returns January 26th, and some changes to tax code could mean more money in your returns. In 2025, standard reductions are higher, as well as state and local tax reductions. Filing season ends April 15th.
Your next car might be watching you. Some auto companies have new cabin monitoring tools, cameras and sensors that can tell if you're buckled up, eating, and even angry. It's all in response to new rules requiring cars to detect distracted drivers.
We're not storing the video. What we do is every video frame, we process that frame and get as much information out of it as we can, then we delete it.
The auto industry is still trying to decide what it can do with driver data.
We'll have more news ahead.
But first.
Yeah, excessive rainfall tonight could lead to some minor flood issues, and then we have more snow coming for the forecast for Friday night and Saturday night. So we'll time both events out coming up on your First Warn weather update after the break.
Out with the olds and in with the new at Wesco in Sparta. Grab amazing deals with discounts up to 50% off. Floor models, overstacked, and slightly blemished items must go. So incredible, even I can't believe the savings. Our team is ready to help you find the perfect piece for your home. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Head to Wesco in Sparta. Your home, your style, your savings, your Wesco. And remember to tell them Peyton sent you.
Save big with these hot deals at Menards. Tide Simply Safe detergent is just $6.99 after rebate. A 3x4-foot utility mat, only $7.99 after rebate. Get a 40-pound bag of Wild Bird food for just $13.99 after rebate. An oil-filled space heater, only $34.99 after rebate. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get the weekly flyer, plus exclusive daily flash sales right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now, I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now, I'm back in the picture. Skyrizi is the only IL-23 inhibitor proven to help achieve remission, meaning few to no symptoms in just 4 weeks for some people. Many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 4 years. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
News 8 Now and Co-op Credit Union are taking part in Chase the Chill.
Chase the Chill is a project across North America that provides warm clothing to people in need. Scarves, hats, and gloves are hung on trees with notes on them, letting people know they can take them.
Co-op Credit Union and our community are conducting our own Chase the Chill campaign from December through February.
Together, we can keep our community warm this winter.
Make your donations of scarves, hats, and gloves at our La Crosse and Onalaska locations.
Yeah, overall, with the amount of rain that's going to be occurring on frozen ground and even snowfall, we've got basically a flood watch, an aerial flood watch, really east of the area. And I'll show you why, because that's kind of where the heaviest amounts of precipitation are going on. But still, our area could see those type of issues. More kind of a nuisance flooding, but something to keep aware of. As we look at rivers right now, the only ones, and not all of them have a forecast point or observation point on them, is the Kickapoo right now for Gays Mills, Reedstown, and actually there's one other place on there too that could go up to action stage, and you see them climbing pretty quickly all the way up to about 9 to 10. Now, that's not the only one probably, but for right now, that's the only forecasted one with the amount of rainfall going on. So it's really the small creeks, and the small rivers that could rise fairly quickly this evening before they kind of tail off probably tomorrow too. Bigger ones like the Mississippi, Eau Claire, they still got enough ice on it. It's not enough inflow yet to cause too many issues, but we'll see. But something to keep in mind of too. There's a lot of rainfall out there. You can see this is actually mainly light to moderate, even pockets of heavy rainfall. We've seen that towards Prairie du Chien already areas, Vokesfield, but it is a lot of rain, and good news is we don't have a huge snowpack over the area to deal with, but still that's a one to the factor too. If we look at 6-hour rain amounts, this is 6 hours already, and Prairie du Chien, you're already up to 3/4 of an inch, so it's fairly quickly. 3 hours ago there wasn't anything on the ground, so overall everything else is still just starting to build up too. We'll quickly get up there here. This is a 6 hour, so it'll be updated another 3 hours too. As we track it out, this is a lot of yellow. Yellow means moderate to occasionally heavy. It will begin to lift all the way up to Eau Claire and even Rusk County. The issue later on tonight, once this moderate rainfall gets out of here probably by 8, is where is the transition and how quickly that happens. Right now, I think at least by 9 to 10, you're going to start seeing it in Rusk County. Wabasha West will probably be 9 to 10. As we get to 10 to 11, that's when Eau Claire and then maybe La Crosse starts seeing that. La Crosse at maybe closer to midnight there afterwards. The good news is the snow doesn't last too long once it does switch. By the time we get to 3 a.m., now it's east of the river, and by the morning commute, it's not a factor. And notice the temperatures, too. We're not falling too much below freeze and pretty much at. So roads, even if we do get snow, I don't anticipate too many issues going into the morning commute given these temperatures, too. Tomorrow, the good news is we're going to have some sunshine. It really clears out fairly quickly in the morning. Some pockets of low clouds in the morning that will persist, but you should see some sunshine and still mild. We're still going to get up into the mid-70s, even with that northwest wind in the morning. That's the good news. Now, there's your rain amounts, quite a bit. This is going current all the way on, so another inch to inch and a half, and even some places to the east could get up to an inch and a half plus, and that's why they have some flooding concerns there. Low end snow amounts, this is what could happen if it doesn't change the snow very quickly. I think this is more likely, less to an inch. If it does turn a little bit quickly, the key is to watch out is for southeastern Minnesota, where you could pick up a couple 2 to 3 inches of wet snow here fairly quickly. That would be one concern if it does turn quickly. Now, the snow event for this Friday and Saturday, it has tailed off quite a bit, so we're not expecting a lot of snow coming through, and that's the good news too. Just maybe a couple inches. Other than that, getting colder for Sunday, but we flip the switch right around to the 40s with a couple minor systems coming through next week. We are going to get back to more seasonal conditions by the end of next week and probably below average going into the following weekend too as we get back into the teens. So the mild weather continues, but if you're out and about, it's really going to be coming down this evening. So something to keep in mind of too.
For sure. Thanks, Greg. Well, a happy birthday to the King.
Elvis fans are battling it out in Australia. See more of the festival up next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Yes, it's real.
What is wrong with you people?
Hipprov. Hypnosis meets improv at this hilarious live show starring Colin Muckery from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And hypnotist Assad Mekki.
If you want to have a great time tonight, come up on stage right now.
Completely original, unpredictable, and unforgettable. Saturday, February 14th at Ho-Chunk Gaming. $40 tickets include $15 casino rewards play. Don't miss Hipprov. Improv under hypnosis. Live February 14th at Ho-Chunk Gaming. Must be 21 or over to attend.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. And right now, King Furniture is overstocked with the latest styles in bedrooms, dining rooms, mattresses, sofas, recliners, sectionals, and more. King has the largest selection of Lazy Boy furniture in the Cooley region and an incredible variety of custom options to create that perfect look. And where else will you find free delivery, free haul away, and 12 months no interest payments? It's only at the King Furniture New Year's sale going on now.
This cozy season, we invite all of our neighbors to make their bathroom the coziest room in their home. With quick installs and a lifetime warranty, we bring quality upgrades right to your doorstep. And we won't just leave you there. Our experienced team will be there every step of the way. Plus, with our easy financing available, you're able to get the comfort you want today on a budget that works for you. So upgrade your cozy room this season with River Valley Remodelers. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Elvis fans down under channeling the king of rock and roll.
Oh yeah, they're competing in the busking battle to be the best Elvis impersonator. The finals take place this weekend to win some cash prizes and of course some bragging rights. The competition is part of the world's largest Elvis festival, now running for its 33rd year.
And today would have been the King of Rock's birthday. He would have been 90 years old.
Man.
And I just find it interesting that Australia, out of all places, has the largest Elvis festival. You
Yeah.
figure here to be in the States where he's from.
I was thinking, I mean, because we have an Elvis weekend here in La
Yeah,
Crosse,
we do.
too.
It's a big good time. Big turnout there too. You guys should check it out this year.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat. Purchase a minimum of 25 pounds of 90% lean ground beef for $6.49 per pound or 85% lean for $5.99 per pound. Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat?
Dude, it's 85 degrees.
85? Do you have any idea what a couple degrees will do to our gas bill?
Why is it so hot here?
Someone turned up the heat.
What do you think you're doing?
I like to sleep with my window open. You are not supposed to touch a thermostat.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Big savings on some of the best brands in furniture. We're clearing our showrooms to make way for fresh new introductions with hundreds of items reduced to their lowest prices ever. Dining rooms and bedrooms from Daniel's Amish and Canal Dover. Sofas and sectionals from Flex Steel and Smith Brothers. And dining by Canadel. Plus the area's best selection of top grain leather from Stressless, Palliser, and Lazy Boy. It's happening now during the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
You're thinking about new windows and doors. I've been thinking about new windows and doors for over 40 years. You're thinking about the best window at the best price. I'm thinking about the best window at the best price for you. The best quality, installed by professional installers at a fair price. If you're planning new windows and doors, you owe it to yourself to contact the Board Store Home Improvements for a prompt free estimate. You'll be glad you did. Contact us today.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat. Now is the time to stock up with our winter bundle, which includes Drummies, top sirloin, beef roast, pork roast, chicken, ground beef, and ring bologna. Eat healthy, shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
All right, it will turn to snow later tonight. Some accumulation possible, but the roads should be wet during the morning. It's quiet Friday. That's the good news. We do have more snow coming back on Saturday, but that's not posing too much of a travel impact yet. So
just a wet evening.
It's very wet out there,
to say the least.
Yeah. All right, that does it for us at 5.
And we'll see you back tonight at 6.